Hi, I'm Connie from Valley Hatchery, and welcome back to the Chicken Insight Podcast, where we help you raise strong, healthy backyard flocks with confidence. I'm here with Nikki, and today we're talking about common spring brooding mistakes, things like overheating, space issues, and moisture, and how to avoid problems before they start. All right, let's jump in. Nikki, why is overheating such a common mistake in spring brooders?
Spring temperatures can swing a lot during the day. So a brooder might be okay in the morning, but it might become too hot in the afternoon, which is why it's so important to have at least 2 thermometers, one for under that heat lamp and one for in the cool zone. So you can really watch that temperature. I mean, I know with us, with our area, one day it could be 75 and another it could be 35. So that kind of creates a false sense of confidence that the chicks are getting enough heat. And heat lamps, as we know, work very well and can easily push brooder temps up very fast if they are too close or if the brooder is too small. And then you factor in that indoor temperature, it can stack the heat fast. Again, another reason why thermometers are so important. And again, chicks will tell you everything you need to know. So make sure you're watching their behavior as well, not just that thermometer.
Yeah, Nikki, spring feels mild to us, but that brooder can heat up fast, and it's easy to overcorrect without realizing it.
Correct. Okay, so how does improper brooder space cause issues as the chicks grow?
So limited space with chicks, they grow very fast. It can cause stress, piling, and then they start running after each other and pecking each other. So it's best to plan ahead with if you've got an extra brooder to separate some of them, and just watch for if they're under the heat lamp too much or in the cool end.
Do you have any recommendations for the minimum amount of space that they should have as they're small versus the maximum amount they should have, or the minimum amount they should have when they get a little bit bigger?
So in the brooder, you're going to want 1 to 2 square feet in the brooder while they're little. And as they grow, you've really got to watch that if you see the pecking. Whereas going to the coop, they need 2 to 3 square feet.
Very good advice, because the crowding does sneak up on us, and it happens a lot faster than we expect.
Okay, so Nikki, why do you think moisture is such a big issue in the spring brooders?
Spring weather and brooder conditions make it easy for the bedding and air to become damp, which can harm the chicks. Springtime has rain, the melting snow, and higher humidity, and that can get into the brooders, especially if they are in garages, barns, or sheds, which is why we recommend keeping them indoors versus brooding them outdoors. Heat lamp in the cool air can lead to condensation, which can form on the walls, lids, or equipment, and that moisture can drip down onto the bedding, and it keeps it wet. Bedding can lead to chilling for the chicks, ammonia buildup, which can lead to potential respiratory problems and bacteria growth that can lead to other health problems and potential problems like sores or infections. And as the chicks grow, they will scratch at the bedding and often bump into the waterers, and that can lead to soaking the bedding, and that takes longer to dry. So it's important to change the bedding regularly, being sure to check the corners for any packed or caked bedding to ensure even cleanliness. It's more important to make sure you have clean dry bedding than deep bedding.
Exactly. Wet bedding causes more problems than people realize, and it's one of those silent issues.
And what should keepers watch for that signals something's wrong early?
So when they're in the brooder, if you hear chirping, loud chirping, clustering under either the heat lamp or at the opposite end, they're either too hot or too cold, laying around, not moving, lethargy, and then the case of pasty butt. So we recommend watching that very closely. If they would, lethargy, pasty butt is where we discuss about apple cider vinegar with the mother. That helps their overall digestive system. Just watching closely daily to the observations, you'll get to know your chicks, whether they're happy, not chirping, running around, just watching them and making small adjustments instead of big, huge changes. A little bit at a time will go a long way.
Exactly. The chicks will tell you everything if you pay attention, and you don't need to panic, just notice kind of their behavior pattern. But spring brooding doesn't have to be stressful if you avoid these common mistakes. A few small checks can make a big difference in chick health.
Take a look at your brooder setup this week and see if anything needs adjusting. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.